This is Keith, and how would you be doing today? I've been carrying the camera around with me all day today, kind of feeling motivated, wanting to talk about stuff. Let's get into a subject that I haven't addressed yet that's been kind of like something that I used to be really scared of to even think about or talk about. And now that I've gotten on these like herbs like reishi, Shen stabilizing herbs that really give you a you're not really scared or anything like that of anything. Like, you just always know that you're doing the best you can, and it doesn't really send off any fight or flight responses. I mean, I think that's one of the best things about reishi, is that it there's a bit where Truth Calkins is talking about reishi on or you do a Google search where he's talking about when you're just really high, big time on reishi, you don't the water's not hot or cold, you know. The whole thing with the boss and all that kind of stuff is no effect. You just do what you got to do, and that really becomes a major part of you as well, you know. So anyway, so what I wanted to address, so I'm not afraid to talk about it anymore, because I have a lot of point of views about it now, and it's pretty obvious around me that there's stuff going on, and that is conspiracy, chemtrails, you know, stuff like that. Because let me tell you, I've noticed in the sky lately, and I wouldn't have ever paid attention if it wasn't for, you know, getting into the zapper and stuff like that, because the creator of the zapper, Don Croft, is really heavy into chemtrails and a lot of conspiracy stuff, and stuff to do with aliens and having likely interfaces with our government and all that kind of stuff. Don't want to talk so much about who's behind it, it's just the fact that it's going on. So there are definitely chemtrails that there's been a large effort here in Southern California, especially over where I live, which would be the inland desert area. So I can't notice the range, but it seems like everywhere I go I see these jets. It's one thing to see these streams of white stripes going across the sky, but then when you see one intersecting, two of them intersecting perpendicular, it makes you, I mean, come on. They're trying to control the weather, there's a lot of theories about what's going on. There's the depopulation theory, which I'm more inclined to believe, which I can understand that. I think there's a lot of conscious people in this world, and I think there's been a lot of wealthy in this world for going back really deep, of course. A lot of the richest people of this world, and you can check this out in the movie Zeitgeist, the movie. And you can see that movie directly on the computer if you go to zeitgeistthemovie.com, and I think you just push a play button right there, and it'll you get to see it. So anyways, I'm more into the depopulation theory, and I think supposedly in the conspiracy, and I read lightly into things because, dude, I know there's fanatical people in this world, so I'm just doing all this for my own health, to just give it an honest think, you know. And I realize, going back hundreds of years, if all this Illuminati crap is true, and the legacy of conspiracy and all that kind of stuff, you think about the wealth of the world. I mean, it seems like, and according to zeitgeistthemovie.com, we're already kind of in a sort of pseudo world where it's a monarchy, where the rich of the world rule because they rule all the money of the world. You know, so that doesn't really make any difference, you know, unless your whole stability has to do with money. So, but the chemtrail thing is a big thing, you know, depopulation. So you think of the fact that the whole diet has been completely undermined, and people's immune systems are now completely more compromised than they've ever been. Sort of keeping people alive on these antibiotics and really breaking down people's true immunity. While it is true that we are living longer and we're also unhealthier, but living longer, so pharmaceuticals probably playing a bit to do in that and whatever. But anyways, my theory is, immune system's breaking down. We got weird shit going on, which is things like autism. That used to be a 1 in 10,000 thing. Now it's a 1 in 250 thing, or a 1 in 200 even, I think. So, something's up. It's the food, all that kind of stuff, Our culture's become very starchaholic. Corn has slipped in there. And, a long time ago I was quoting a lot of stuff from Dr. David Jubb, and it seemed really deep kind of stuff. But it's important. I'll bring it up now. A lot of the way that the diet has evolved now has put the body into a state of shock where there's things like corn, a lot of hybrid food, created food, creates strange undigestible protein, runaway sugar. That's what Dr. David Jubb calls them. And for those who don't know who Dr. David Jubb is, Dr. David Jubb is a raw foodist, doctor of microscopy. Worked with big microscopes, looking at probably one of the most in-depth people in the health field, who's looked at blood on a very deep level. So has a big understanding of, is a blood formation specialist, all that kind of stuff. So I quote him. At first I was really in-depth into him, but I didn't feel like I was fucking learning anything from him. So it was just a bunch of science crap. But now to understand things like about how the food chain has really contributed. By food chain, I mean the flow of food and the way people eat. Without people, the masses that don't think, that just eat what's put in front of them. The corn, whatever, the wheat, hybridized wheat, the mold and all that stuff that's in that food. As I say. Anyways, so what happens is, according to Dr. David Jubb, and as well as some more in-depth books from Dr. Gabriel Cousens, is that these things live in our blood and our body and our immune system, white blood cells, etc., constantly trying to deal with these things, and they just hang out and they mold and they rot in our bloodstream. And so, anyways, that's just creating this weakness where, okay, now with the chemtrails, along they come and just slowly sprinkle little pathogens into the weather control, fucking pollution shit, for sure. Look at it from the point of view of the people that started all this a long time ago. They knew the population of the world was going to overflow. I'm not saying I support it, but if it truly is survival of the fittest, well, most people don't stop to think about this kind of thing because they've been working so hard just to survive. They don't get a chance to think this deep. And up till now, with the advent of computer and all that kind of stuff, a lot of these people have been sort of islands, and now information is joining, and we're learning more. But then again, you say, if there's such a big conspiracy, why would they allow the internet to exist? So fucking who the fuck knows. But those chemtrails. So there's something going on. People are getting sick. I've heard of cases of people like getting sick from chemtrail sickness or whatever. Anyways, I think the whole deal is you make sure you're going to be one of those people that survives. You better start getting serious about getting on the body ecology diet. Get serious about getting on the body ecology diet. Stop making excuses because you're all sugar addicts. That's why the raw food diet is bullshit. I am a raw foodist, but people sit there and they think they can have their little addictions like, yeah, you lose weight, big deal, for a couple years, wow. Just freaking gone from eating shit, your body all backed up, and all of a sudden your body gets a chance to flow and you lose weight like crazy, like a normal person used to 20 years ago, There weren't that many fat people 20 years ago. There was fat people, but not like there is now. So move on with the raw food diet thing. Get on the body ecology diet, because the pathogens, they love all that agave. They love all those dates, because that just really keeps the blood and the body to where it can breed all that kind of stuff. And the whole 80-10-10 thing is crazy. And your smoothies, great. Get on green smoothies and stuff, but start getting that fucking fruit out of there. Start eating savory stuff more and more. And, all I can say is stuff is going to start getting serious if this depopulation business is for real. And especially we start getting into the H1N1 stuff and all the conspiracy behind that. So who knows what's what, but we still got to start preparing for all this shit. You know, just being healthy people, not like who gives a fuck. Let them throw whatever they can at you. And anyways, part 2 coming up, okay?